In today's maintenance video, we shall be addressing in-cabin air filters. The car in this video is a 2006 Infiniti M45, but the video should be applicable for all 2006 through 2010 vehicles in that range. That is the M35 and the M45 as well. The in-cabin air filter sits somewhere inside there, inside your dashboard, basically behind the glove box. When the blower motor sucks the air from the bottom through the cowl, which is over here, the air filters play interference and catch all the bad stuff, all right, before you breathe it in and circulate it in your vehicle. So as far as air cabin filters go, this is one of the easiest I've ever had to do, because no tools needed at all. All you have to do is remove the glove box and we'll be in business. Before removing it, just open and check. You'll notice that the glove box does come down in a pretty controllable manner, right? Because there's a damper. The damper is right here. It's a string that attaches into this position, and I'll do my best to get a close-up of it. And two, you'll notice that it does swing around some sort of an axis, so you have hinge points down there, and we'll pay attention to that as well. And then the last thing you'll notice is that when it comes down, there's a limit. It doesn't go beyond a certain point. So you've got pins, 2 pins, male pointing out of the glove box, and then you have slots in this trim piece that, you know, and basically when those mate, that sets a limit. So those are the 3 things we'll be trying to work with when we remove this. And I'll pick up the camera because I'd like you to actually see the way I start. When it comes to removing the glove box, one of the first things I do is come down here. You can barely see it, but you can feel it with your hands. There's a trim piece down here, this one here. This is the one that holds the your footwell lamp, and it kind of interferes with the glove box on when it comes to removal. So just come here, pull this down. At least I've always had to remove mine, you know, never seems to work any other way. And then this one is not too hard to work with. You'll notice here that it's got a male jutting in right here, and what's here? Yep, another male over here. So this is just a loose part of fabric. On the way in, just look around, touch with your hands, and you'll find where they're supposed to lock into, and then it's just gonna, there you go, it's already there where they hinge to. Okay, so that's the first part. And 2, maybe I can show you right now. You can't really see it. This is where the hinge connects to. So after removing the glove box, I'll show you. So let's set the camera down again, and then I can show you my process of glove box removal. Okay, when it comes to removing it, now that I've removed that, which, as I said, usually interferes with the process, open it. And then, in this case, this is one of the few that actually like to try to work on with the glove box all the way at the bottom. At this point, just pull it upwards. You want to grab the bottom or the top, whatever, pull it up, okay, like this. Do you hear that? And you almost saw it jump off. So almost just does itself, but I'll put this back in so I can show you in case you did it perfectly and it didn't jump off the hinges, or yeah, it didn't jump off the slits. So after removing the hinges of the bottom, you'll notice that the bottom does swing loose and it still holds itself. So what I like to do at this point for this generation of vehicles, push the glove box this way, then swing that side out like this to the right, then this swings out. Pretty easy, okay? Then just lower the whole thing. Right now it's being held by the damper, which is a string, and you can remove this by hand, maybe flathead, but tools not really needed. But usually if you stress it enough, it's just going to pop off by itself. There you go. And I was actually going to try to let it just hang, but it's done the process for us. So let me show you what I was talking about. The damper, you have a fill over here and a female point as well. So the damper, and I'm going to get the camera a little closer for this part. This string over here, you do have matching female and male, and then during installation, this is installed this way with a male going inside that way, so that they mate with this part right here, okay? And just push it and you'll hear it click. Okay, so let's set this down and I'll show you the point of interest, the whole reason we're here today. Go a little lower, a little lower. The blow motor is right here. the in-cabin air filters back here. Thankfully for this generation, they made an access door, and I'm trying to find a way to show it in good. Okay, this is it. This is the access door we're looking at, and you've got 1, 2, 3. These hook at the bottom. You also have some connections at the top, and can we see them? Maybe. You've got 3 hooks, 1, 2, 3 at the end over there. But how do you gain access to that? You put your fingers in these holes and you push them backwards. Did you see that? He basically unhooks like that, and the other one over there unhooks. But what you do, the reason you have holes and fingers and all that, push this backwards, pull it down while doing that. It works best with both hands. Yeah, push back and pull down. Push back, pull down. All right, and at this point, lift the back up. And out it goes. So this is what you have. This is what was giving me trouble over there. The bottom hooks, you've got 3 of them. Here they are. And then the top, you do have hooks as well, but it's a little more flexible at the top. Okay, that being out, this is what you're looking for. This is the whole reason you're here. And to remove this one here, it's pretty simple. Pull this up. Why do I keep saying up? Pull it towards you, right? Backwards, like this. And then pull the whole panel to the right, like this. I might need to give it a little bit of a dance, but it's gonna come out. Out it goes. So these are the protrusions, and you have slots over there where the protrusions go into. And bam, here is your filter. It's always a surprise, always a pleasant surprise. You never really know how old these things are when you pull them out. So let's see. Yeah, this one's not too bad, but I can't quite tell if the black is because it's a charcoal filter. This part number looks really old just looking at it. You can't tell if it's meant to be like one of those charcoal filters, the carbon filters, or if it's just really dirty. So on installation, it's pretty easy. Just grab your replacement filter. In this case, I've got this, and what you want to do, look at the part number. Well, hopefully you've already bought the right one by part number, or as I said, if you're just looking at it just to look at how your filters look like, it's one of the easiest ones because it's not too much hassle to do that. You can look at it and say, yeah, I got life, and just keep moving. But one thing I usually advise is that you can also place them on top of each other and just compare the dimensions, make sure everything matches. And I'll be installing the grape polyphenol filter. I like the words to stay on the outside, so I can just read it pretty easily. And just install it like the other one, you know, assuming that you take a Nissan one out, do it the same way. Just install that. Okay, you'll notice it does have a lot of play. It's not one of those older systems that sometimes you had to put in 2 filters. This one can work with one, and I'll show you what the catch about that is. Look at this, the thing that you removed, the cover. It's got some legs at the bottom. Yeah, the legs are there to hold that up. So what you do is get one side in, get the left side in. Remember how hard it was to get it out? Okay, in it goes, and if you've done it properly, it's already lifting the air filter on the other side. If not, just give it a hand. It shouldn't have too much resistance, really. And sometimes if you have the right kind of light, you can see it. You can see the filter lifting up. It's not giving me any resistance. If it was a problem, I bet I could have felt it like now, because the filter just fell. Sometimes it does hold itself up, but today, I guess, for reasons best known to it will not hold up. Okay, and at this point, just push. I like hearing those clicks and stuff. Okay, so now I'll set this down. You have an idea what I was doing, so even if I don't show it very clearly, just bear with me. Let's finish the replacement process. I start with this part, put the bottom first. These hooks go into these slots, okay? It's pretty easy, and then just push. Honestly, that's it. You don't really even need to force anything in. As soon as you just push them in, it just sits in there. But I guess I could do it again just to show a full video. Okay, so this is it. And then the way in, set the bottom hooks in, and then just push. Whoa. Okay, 3 clicks and you're in. Perfect. And at this point, you're pretty much done. It's time to reinstall everything. So before putting everything back in, I realized I need to show you what I'll be hooking up to what. The hinges, one of the things we'll be paying attention to. 1, 2, and 3. These are hooks, basically. Over here, can you see that? See the profile? And those 3 hook into these 3 locations. 1, 2, 3. And then these are the pins I was talking about, the ones that set the limit here. And this is the one on the right side. It's longer, as you can see here. And then this is where the damper connects to. Okay, so on the way in, start with the damper, because you don't really have access for it any other way. At least I don't with my large hands. Pull this. Nice, clicks and it's in. And since the right side is longer, I do it pretty much the same way I removed it, in that you do this. It finds its hole, swing the left side up, push it that way. And as you can see right now, it's pivoting from the limit. The bottom is loose, so now you want to hook the hinges on there. Please don't break them. What I do is lift the bottom up, push the whole assembly forward until you can feel it hinging off something else. At first, what it was doing was this, hinging from the stops, but what you do is lift the whole assembly, push it forward, trying to work the bottom first, and then at this point you can see kind of hinging off something else. The stops over here are not really working hard. There you go. I think I got it. And then what I like to do with these ones is pull this as low as possible and then push it in, like push this part down. It didn't make a lot of noise, but I know it is hooked. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the only challenge about this project, is that the hinges are a little tricky, and sometimes after doing all that you find your glove box sitting a little crooked. But I know in my case that I've gotten them sitting properly. And the next thing to do, obviously, before fully calling it good, open your glove box, test it, make sure that your damper is working the way it should, and in this case it is. So we'll call it good, put it away. And then the last thing I'd like to do, or I need to do, is come down here. This thing has been hinging since I left it at the beginning. Push it up. You have 3 holes. You can feel them by hand, but it's pretty easy, really. Three connections and we are done. Okay, now I can really say we're done. Pretty easy, and with all that behind you, sit back and enjoy all the good air that your AC system is going to be pulling in. Good luck.